Hello, welcome to TogetheRide Live, the show that gets you hyped for all of the TogetheRide opportunities coming to you this March. I'm Gonzalo Garcia, Senior Outreach Manager for TogetheRide.
And I'm Albert Ontiveros. I'm the Senior Outreach Coordinator. And we're your TogetheRide Live co-hosts / hype queens. We're broadcasting to you from our new day and time, so you don't have to pretend that you're paying attention at work while Gonzalo and I entertain you.
But, you know, prime time does make us look good. So what do you guys think of this new time slot? Comment on any of the platforms that you're watching us on. And if you're a new viewer, make sure that you introduce yourself in the comments. I'm going to be reading them throughout the show, so make them memorable. And once you finish those sure to be comments, Albert has an important fundraising update for you.
It is important. Gonzalo, you should know by now that everything I say is important, and this comes with no exception. This is really awesome, actually. We've raised over $921,000. That means that we're just about $78,000 away from our first $1 million. This is incredible. We're actually positioned to cross the first $1 million mark soon. You guys, I haven't been this excited since Twitter got rid of Trump's account. In order to reach our first million, we want you, all of our TogetheRiders, to ask 10 people to donate $10 today. Like today, 10 people, $10. I'm going to be sending out texts to all of my nearest and dearest friends. That was your warning. Asking them for $10 each. So that we could help, so it could help us cross our first million. And it's worth noting that our ultimate goal overall, by the time we're done with this, is to raise $5 million. And we can do that with all of your help. So just hit up 10 of your friends tonight and ask each one of them to donate $10 so that we can celebrate crossing our first $1 million hairs. In the meantime, let's see who's leading us in fundraising. Throw up that top 5 individual leaderboard. Now, these are the top 5 individuals, people that are not on teams, that are doing some incredible fundraising for us. I can see that in first place, we have Bill Shopoff with over $37,000. That is incredible. I see Frank Duck from San Francisco's over $24,000. Willa Joy over $21,000. Shannon Bailey over $16,000, and Art DeSuyo is over $12,000. That is incredible. And again, these are individual fundraisers. They're doing that all by themselves, and they're doing a darn good job too. So now let's talk about teams. Now, teams come in a variety of sizes. We have over 100 teams on the ride. Isn't that incredible? Over 100 teams and counting, because we get new teams almost every day. Some of those teams have 3 team members, and some of those teams have 100 team members. But what that means is that teams that are very large, they're always going to dominate our top 10 leaderboard. So I asked our TogetheRide data scientists to come up with some different stats so that we can celebrate more teams. So here's what we came up with. The team with the highest donations per member is Team Totally Awesome, led by Otis Morgan. Their 4 team members have received over 80 total donations, which is about $20 donations per team member, and they have raised over $17,000 total. This is the textbook definition of small but mighty, and it's incredible. Next, the team with the highest average donation, the highest average donation is Team BBMB, led by Ari Wiechowski. BBMB's 3 team members have received an average of $511 per donation. That's incredible. They have raised almost $14,000, and I'll remind you, it's 3 team members that have raised that much money. So cool. Now, the team whose members have earned the most $1,000 sweatshirt thank you gifts is Team Newberry Republic, led by Levi Vieira. 32 of their members have raised $1,000 or more and can now wear matching sweatshirts to their next Zoom party. That's incredible. Congratulations to all of those teams that are making that money and showing up on our leaderboards. So what kind of stats do you guys want to see us highlight next time? Comment in the chat. And with that, Gonzalo, how's the chat doing? What are people saying? Are they complimenting on how good we look in our new primetime lighting?
They are. I see Tim on Twitch had commented that my haircut was amazing and that You look very dapper in your TogetheRide tee. So Tim, thank you for that comment. Another comment from Barney on Facebook. He says he is going to ask all of his friends to donate to raise $10,000. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Well, keep those comments going. Keep the conversation going. Let's move on and talk about this month, March. March is Women's History Month. And here at TogetheRide, we are excited to celebrate all of the women and girls in our lives. So Albert, tell me about a woman in your life that you cherish and look up to.
There is so many, of course. There are women I cherish and look up to, like my grandmother and my mother, who are my biggest supporters. But there's also someone else that I work with, actually, and her name, you guys all know her. Her name is Kaylin Corbett. Kaylin Corbett is a woman that has dedicated her life to ending HIV and AIDS. Not only has she raised thousands of dollars herself, she's also inspired other individuals to join her in the fight. Soon, those individuals had created their own teams and inspired others as well. Kaylin's dedication to ending AIDS has created a ripple effect of humans that are not only inspired by her work, but charmed by her charisma and her shockingly adorable, never-ending awkwardness. Kaylin has been an amazing friend to me. She's also been an amazing boss. Gonzalo, how about you?
The awkwardness comment was very funny. I'm going to honor a woman that I've known my entire life. She is a first-time participant. She is my sister, Anna Garcia. She's always been like a second mother to me. I don't even think she's aware of all the things that she has inspired in me. For example, my love for movies and storytelling comes from her, because she took me to my very first movie, The Never Ending Story, in a movie theater. I really miss movie theaters a lot. She was the first person I came out to when I was about 13 years old and supported me ever since. She is married to a wonderful woman. Her name is Bonnie. She's my sister-in-law. And she's always been a cheerleader whenever I've wanted to take on like a new hobby or some new project. And we've grown super close even over the last couple of years. We talk to each other every day. And she has now discovered a hidden talent of her own. Check this out. She is very into wood burning. First of all, check out how cute she is in her TogetheRide gear. She's adorable. And she is wood burning, and she is selling these projects, these pieces of art, to raise money for TogetheRide. You can check out the pieces that she's selling on Instagram. I believe we shared her bio. They're super cute. But enough mushy stuff from me. I'd like to introduce our next segment, which features a very awesome woman in San Francisco. And I'm going to let Tracy Evans, ride director, introduce Ellie's story.
Good evening, Together Riders. All of us here at San Francisco AIDS Foundation and the Los Angeles LGBT Center firmly stand beside women and girls who are affected by HIV and AIDS. According to the CDC, 1 in 9 women affected by HIV does not know their status. Knowing our HIV and STI status gives us the power to take control of our own health. When we reduce HIV stigma and promote prevention, testing, and treatment for women, we can help stop HIV together. This next clip shines a light on the Foundation's sexual health and testing services, as well as the harm reduction programs that work toward this goal.
Even though I'm only 25, I've lived through some really tough years. When I was 16, I was diagnosed with uterine cancer. The cancer devastated my life, and I turned to heroin to help cope with the pain and misery the chemo and cancer have caused. My cancer went into remission, but my heroin use continued. When I was 18, I started injecting. My boyfriend and I at the time would use together. He didn't tell me I had hepatitis C, and I ended up getting infected with hepatitis C on top of all my other health issues. I ended up becoming homeless and living in a tent under a bridge for about 2 years. I lost touch with my mom and started getting involved with a man who's abusive. I never shared needles or worked with anyone after learning I had hepatitis C. So I'd always pick up clean products to use at the San Francisco AIDS Foundation located in the Soma, and that's where I met my caseworker. He wanted to help me get cured of my hepatitis C, but didn't pressure me with treatment right away. He wanted to help me with other things in life first. When he found out I was in an abusive relationship, he said, let's get you safe and stable and then go from there. He helped me reconnect with my mom and helped me get away from my abuser. My caseworker helped me get into hepatitis C treatment back in 2017. He helped me make appointments, would tell me where and when to show up, and check on me and make sure I was taking my medication along the way. I needed a lot of support going through this, and that's why I went to his support group every week located in the Soma, and no one judged me when I relapsed, and everyone was friendly and supportive. I was worried having hepatitis C was going to affect my long-term health, but I finished my medication and was cured the summer of 2017. Even though I relapsed once during my hepatitis C treatment, I've been clean for 2.5 years now. Because I was able to be cured of hepatitis C, I worry less about passing it along to someone else, especially now that I am 38 weeks pregnant with my little girl, and I can focus on being a good wife and mother now. Thank you so much, San Francisco AIDS Foundation.
Wow, that is so powerful and heartwarming. Thanks, Ellie, for sharing your story, and congrats on your little bundle of joy. Let's say it again for the people in the back. When we reduce all stigma and promote prevention, testing, and treatment for women, we can help stop HIV together. Here's one way you can participate in National Women and Girls HIV/AIDS Awareness Day on March 10th. Head to your participant center to download these awesome graphics and then share them on your social medias.
And join us on Thursday, March 25th at 7 p.m. Pacific for a special screening of the documentary Nothing Without Us, The Women Who Will End AIDS. From New York to Nigeria, from Burundi to the American South, this documentary tells a story of how HIV-positive women on both continents spent 30 years fighting for treatment, survival, and a place at the table. We have a little clip from the movie, a little trailer, so we'd like to show it to you now.
Scientists at the National Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta today released the results of a study which shows that the lifestyle of some male homosexuals has triggered an epidemic of a rare form of cancer.
The scientists say they are dealing with some new deadly sexually transmitted disease.
The perception early on was that it was a disease that was only affecting gay white men, which was completely and totally inaccurate.
Women were dying faster. Women were sick and still being ostracized and isolated without the benefit of women-specific resources and support.
There was a saying kind of in the early days of the epidemic, women don't get AIDS, we just die from it. That perception continues to be true.
The people who could afford drugs were getting them from Europe and from the US, and it was just ridiculously expensive.
I think because the impact of how this epidemic has hit certain particular groups that are considered
Do you call it racism?
Outcasts. Racism, classism, sexism, you name it, any of the isms that you could think of.
Mon expérience est partie des femmes. Je me suis battue parce que ma révolte a été la révolte du nerf.
Change your definition, murder by omission. Change your definition, murder by omission.
Well, the average person who goes to church believes that they're exempt from HIV. They think they can pray it away. And I am a living testimony that prayer doesn't stop you from becoming infected.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are fighting for our lives. 6, 7, 8.
In this country, we're almost 30% of this epidemic. Worldwide, we're 50% of the epidemic. Maybe a little more. Yet, what you hear about women is almost zero.
For everything that the men have done to forge the fight on this epidemic, to open the door, it will be the women who close the door on this epidemic. I am not confused about that at all.
Wow, and Nothing Without Us. That looks like such a good documentary, and I can't wait to watch it. Finally, later this month, you can join us for TogetheRide in Conversation, HIV and its impact on transgender women on March 17th. We'll discuss how the San Francisco AIDS Foundation and the Los Angeles LGBT Center work to combat the stigma, discrimination, and exclusion that many trans women and particularly women of color face, and how the agencies connect trans women to culturally competent sexual health care.
So what do you, the viewers, have planned for Women's History Month? Are there any cool events or any shows that we should know about? What are you excited for this month? Please comment in the chat. We're going to continue to look at those. What sort of things are happening for Women's History Month? We've got some comments here. Chris congratulated the teams for kicking butt in fundraising. Frank on Facebook said, Ellie's story is so inspiring. Bravo, that's amazing. Let's see, Jason said, this is very sweet. Jason said, I'm going to call all of the amazing women in my life to catch up and say hi and remind them that they are awesome. Jason, that is very, very, very sweet. Thank you for that. Now we're going to switch gears. On a different note, we have 2 new contestants who are geared up and ready to compete head to head in our new show, our game show, TogetheRound. We are getting super fancy with our graphics and sound effects. Very excited. This month's TogetheRound questions are women-centric, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's welcome our contestants to the show, Dre Vasquez and Colleen Swank. Hello.
Hi, so good to see you.
Hi guys.
Hi, Gonzo.
So good to see you too. I miss seeing your faces all the time at events. It's great to see you, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm gonna start off with a little icebreaker to get to know you guys. We're gonna do some fun facts. We're gonna start with Dre. Fun fact: your fiance planned to propose to you on day 7 of AIDS Life Cycle in 2018 in downtown LA. And he wanted your parents there. Can you tell us that story? What happened when the proposal happened?
Yeah, sure. So he decided to use AIDS Life Cycle 2018, day 7, to lay the groundwork for his proposal. So he took my parents out to brunch that day 7 before they came to the finish line to cheer in the bearded ladies and everybody else across the finish line. He knew how important it was to have my AIDS Life Cycle family, along with my parents, involved with that.
That is a very sweet story. And just follow up, are you married, or when's the wedding happening?
So I am a COVID bride, and we've had to postpone the wedding a couple of times now. We are looking forward to finally getting married and celebrating with our friends and family in May of 2022.
That's amazing. Congratulations. We're going to move on to Colleen's fun fact. This one is a very, very cool fun fact. A famous chimpanzee told you that you were pregnant before you knew you were pregnant. Can you please elaborate on this story for us?
Yes. Back in 1993, we were filming the Morton Downey Jr. show. And on one of those shows, we had Cheater, which is the grandson to Cheetah from Tarzan. Cheater came up to me and pointed to my stomach, and he kept pointing at it, and I was looking at the handler. I'm like, is there something wrong with me? But he's like, no. He goes, usually when they point to you or to a girl, that you're pregnant. And I was like, what? No. So the cheater actually asked his handler if he could hug me too. So not only did he tell me I was pregnant, but he hugged me. It was so cute. But later that night, I did go home and take a pregnancy test. I did have a positive testing, and our son Tyler was born November 29th, 1993.
That is one of the most fascinating stories I've ever heard. I love animals, and I love how intuitive they are, and just it amazes me that the Chip knew that you were pregnant and wanted to hug you. I'm jealous. Very jealous.
No, it was a precious moment in my life. I loved it.
That's amazing. So now continuing with our women and girls theme for each of you, do you have a woman that you would like to shout out and give kudos to, and why? Colleen, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my friend Lori Lee Lone. She's an AIDS life cycle cyclist. She's also a very instrumental person in my life when I started with AIDS life cycle. She taught me, well, re-taught me how to ride my bike, how to clip in, all that good stuff, and made me the confident rider that I needed to be. And I just give her all the kudos in the world. Love you, Lori.
Lori is a wonderful participant. Thank you for being such a motivated person, a motivated fundraiser, and just an inspiration to the rest of the community. Dre, is there somebody that you would like to shout out?
Yes, I would love to give a shout out to co-captain of Gear Intent team, Devin James. She is an amazing leader, an amazing friend, and I miss her laughter in Truck D. I'd also like to send big virtual hugs to Bearded Ladies, Kavehi, Regina, and Lucy.
More folks from the AIDS Life Cycle community. That is fantastic. The roadies are the backbone of that ride. They're the backbone of this community. Thank you for those shout outs. I'm sure they're gonna love those. So here we go with the game. TogetheRound rules. Each of you will be given a series of lightning fill-in-the-blank questions, and your goal is to answer as many as you can in 60 seconds. This month's theme includes a variety of questions around women, sports, and HIV, and each correct answer will get you 2 points. The person with the highest score at the end of the round will be crowned the TogetheRound champion for this month. So we Rochambeau'd. Oh, I forgot we had that new graphic. I love that sound. We Rochambeau'd before the show to see who's going to go first, and it looks like Dre won, and we're going to take Colleen off the screen so Dre can play her round. We'll see you in a bit, Colleen. All right, Dre, are you ready? Let's bring the timer up on the screen. You got this. We're going to bring the timer up, and the timer is going to start when I ask the first question. So here we go. Gina Davis and Madonna starred in blank, a film about the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League.
A League of Their Own.
Correct. National Blank Day takes place on March 10th.
Women and AIDS, women and HIV, women HIV awareness,
Yes,
girls.
correct. Got it. You got it. Naomi Osaka beat Serena Williams at the 2021 US Open to become the first Japanese player to win a blank.
World Cup, not World Cup. What is the tennis one called? Grand Slam. I don't know. It's something tennis.
Yes, Grand Slam. Good job. Okay, 1 in 9 women with blank is unaware she has it.
HIV.
Yes. Your timer is up. Good job, though. Great job. Let's take a look at your score. How do you feel? Was that terrifying?
I broke a sweat there. I felt like a woman in sports.
It's intimidating. You got 8 points, Dre. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take you off the screen, and we're going to bring Colleen back on. See you in a bit, Dre. Hi, Colleen. All right,
Hi,
we're going
Gonzo.
to put the timer up. And just so you know, the timer starts when I ask the first question. So let's get that set. Are you ready? We're just going to wait till that gets to 60 seconds. All right, I think I'm going to just go ahead and start. Ready? Here we go. The first African-American woman to to be promoted to principal dancer at the American Ballet Theater is blank?
I don't know that one, sorry.
It's okay, we'll go to the next one. The only way to know for sure whether a person has HIV is to visit a medical professional and get blank.
Get tested.
Yes. In 1973, Billie Jean King defeated Bobby Riggs in the famous tennis match titled blank.
Battle of the Sexes.
Yes. Blank women are statistically more likely to be diagnosed with HIV in the United States.
Black women?
African American, yes, perfect. Former Olympic figure skater blank made history as the first American woman to land a triple axel jump in competition. Olympic skater. Oh, time is up. That answer was Tanya Harding. Tanya Harding.
That.
Yeah, she landed that triple axel. But it's okay. Good job. We're going to see what your score was. Let's bring up Colleen's score. 6. So let's bring Dre back so we can announce the winner. Colleen, 6. That's great. You both did a great job. You both are great. So I'm going to announce, Dre, you are this month's Together Round champion. Congratulations.
Here you go, Dre.
Thank you.
Woo! Cheers. All right, congratulations. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Dre and Colleen, for being our personal champions in the fight against HIV and AIDS, and for being our fearless contestants on Together Round. If you at home want to be a contestant on our little game show, all you have to do is hit us up in the comments or email your rep and let them know. So who's going to be next month? All right, Dre, Colleen, great to see you. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
That game is always so fun. I was back here shouting out the answers myself. I was playing right along. Good job, everyone. All right. As we wrap up our show for today, I want to say thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to join us on Saturday for indoor cycling with Kate Noonan at 8:30 a.m. Pacific. You can sweat it out over Zoom or Twitch. Just go to your participant center for details. In the meantime, here are your key takeaways from today's show. Number 1, and perhaps the most important and the easiest thing to do, ask 10 people to donate $10 for your efforts today. Today by midnight, text 10 people, text 20 people, but try to get 10 people to donate $10 for your efforts today and get us to our first $1 million so we can celebrate. Up next, make sure you RSVP and attend the TogetheRide in Conversation, HIV and its impact on transgender women on March 17th. And the special screening of the documentary, Nothing Without Us, The Women Who Will End AIDS on Thursday, March 25th. And lastly, show your support and raise awareness for National Women and Girls HIV/AIDS Awareness Day and on March 10th. Head to your participant center and download these awesome graphics to share them to your social medias. Post them everywhere.
And for the love of God, call your mother. Call her. I had to do something with this joke. I had to do something with it. Anyway. Comment. Let's see who we have commenting before we head out. Liz on Facebook says, she's going to teach her 5th grade students about all of the amazing women. That's amazing. And Ben on Twitch said, The Neverending Story was one of his favorite movies as a child. Wonderful. All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks again to Dre Vasquez and Colleen Swank for joining us today. Everyone else, we'll see you next month. Adios, queridos. Bye.
Bye, everybody.